Michael J. Fox's journey began in Edmonton, Alberta, on June 9, 1961. His father was a career soldier in the Royal Canadian Corps of Signals, and his mother worked as a payroll clerk who carried a quiet love for acting. Growing up in a military family meant constant relocation. By the time Michael was a preteen, he had already lived in 5 different cities. This life taught him how to adapt quickly, read situations fast, and rely on humor to make friends. When his father retired in 1971, the family finally settled in Burnaby, British Columbia, giving him a stable home for the first time. Like many Canadian boys, Michael dreamed of becoming a professional hockey player. He poured his energy into the sport, but his height became a barrier. Stopping at just 5 feet 4 inches, he realized his NHL dream was out of reach. Though devastating, this pushed him toward a different passion. He picked up the guitar and played in garage bands, but high school drama class revealed a new path. In 1976, at just 15 years old, he auditioned for a sitcom called Leo and Me. His small size, once a disadvantage in sports, now worked in his favor. He landed the role, and his first professional paycheck changed everything. That early success opened doors. Between 1978 and 1979, Michael became a recognizable face in Canadian television, acting in movies and stage productions. His performance in The Shadow Box at age 18 revealed to him that acting could be more than a job. It could be an art form demanding honesty and courage. Despite stable offers in Canada, he made the bold choice to leave for Los Angeles with only $500. It was a risk that nearly broke him, but one that defined his future. When Michael J. Fox arrived in Los Angeles, reality hit him harder than expected. He was only 18, with barely enough money to survive. He rented a small apartment, ate cheap meals, and took odd jobs while struggling to find acting work. Casting directors often dismissed him. Some said he looked too young, others insisted he was too short. Still, he refused to quit. That resilience eventually paid off when he landed small guest roles, but his true break came with Family Ties. Originally, the show was designed to focus on the liberal parents, but Michael's portrayal of Alex P. Keaton stole the spotlight. Alex was a conservative, ambitious teenager who worshipped capitalism, and Fox played him with perfect timing and wit. The audience loved him instantly. Soon, the show became one of the biggest sitcoms of the 1980s, and Michael won 3 consecutive Emmy Awards for his role. His paycheck increased, his fame skyrocketed, and Hollywood started noticing his talent. At the same time, another opportunity was brewing, a film called Back to the Future. Michael was not the first choice. Eric Stoltz had already been cast. But after weeks of shooting, the director felt something was missing. They replaced Stoltz with Fox, who somehow managed to juggle daytime shooting for Family Ties and nighttime filming for Back to the Future. He barely slept, but his energy and charisma carried him through. The result was extraordinary. When the movie premiered in 1985, it became a global phenomenon. Marty McFly turned Michael J. Fox into a worldwide superstar. For a young man who once doubted if he would make it in Hollywood, he had now become one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. The massive success of Back to the Future pushed Michael J. Fox into a new league. Offers from major studios poured in, and suddenly, he was balancing blockbuster films with his television career. The Back to the Future trilogy became iconic, but he also took on roles in Teen Wolf, The Secret of My Success, and Doc Hollywood. Each role showed different sides of his talent, from comedy to heartfelt drama. By his mid-20s, Michael was no longer just a TV star. He was a bankable movie actor. Despite the fame, he kept a grounded lifestyle. Colleagues often noted his humility and sharp sense of humor. On set, he worked tirelessly but never lost his charm. This balance between professionalism and authenticity made him one of Hollywood's most loved figures. He married actress Tracy Pollan in 1988, whom he had met on Family Ties. Their relationship became a cornerstone of his life, offering stability amidst the chaos of Hollywood. However, at the peak of his success, an unexpected challenge arrived. In 1991, at only 29 years old, Michael was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Initially, he kept it a secret, fearing it would end his career. The disease, characterized by tremors and muscle stiffness, was usually associated with older people. For a young actor in his prime, the news was devastating. He hid his symptoms while continuing to act, but behind the scenes, he was struggling to accept what lay ahead. Instead of letting the diagnosis define him, Michael turned it into a source of strength. He continued working, even as the disease slowly progressed. By the mid-1990s, he had transitioned back to television with Spin City, proving he could still command both screens despite his condition. Spin City marked a new chapter for Michael J. Fox. Premiering in 1996, the sitcom placed him in the role of Deputy Mayor Mike Flaherty, a witty and sharp political aide navigating the chaos of New York City. His performance was both hilarious and heartfelt, earning him another Golden Globe and 3 more Emmy Awards. The show became a hit, but behind the laughter, Michael's battle with Parkinson's was intensifying. By 1998, he could no longer hide his condition and made the brave decision to go public with his diagnosis. The news shocked fans worldwide, but it also revealed the incredible strength of his character. Rather than step away quietly, Michael used his platform to raise awareness about Parkinson's disease. Soon after, he founded the Michael J. Fox Foundation in 2000, dedicated to research and finding a cure. Today, it stands as one of the largest and most impactful organizations in the world fighting the disease. Even as he reduced his acting roles, Michael never lost his love for storytelling. He continued to appear in guest spots on shows like Scrubs, Boston Legal, and later The Good Wife, earning critical acclaim for his performances. His voice work in Stuart Little also delighted younger audiences, proving his versatility. What made Michael's journey remarkable was not just his career, but the way he turned personal hardship into a mission to help millions. Instead of allowing Parkinson's to overshadow his life, he used it as fuel for advocacy and change. His openness inspired countless others facing similar struggles, showing them that life could still be meaningful, productive, and filled with purpose. By this stage, Michael J. Fox was not just a celebrity. He was a symbol of resilience and hope. As the years went on, Michael J. Fox became more than an actor. He became an icon of perseverance. His foundation raised over $1 billion for Parkinson's research, accelerating scientific breakthroughs that once seemed impossible. Scientists credited his relentless advocacy for putting Parkinson's at the forefront of medical research. Beyond funding, his honesty in interviews and his best-selling memoirs like Lucky Man and Always Looking Up gave readers an intimate look into his struggles and triumphs. In his later years, Michael reduced his acting commitments but continued to make meaningful appearances. Audiences cheered whenever he returned to the screen, whether in heartfelt cameos or voice roles. Each appearance reminded fans of the charm and warmth that first made him famous. His legacy, however, was no longer tied only to Hollywood. It was tied to the millions of lives he impacted through his courage and advocacy. Throughout his journey, Michael's family remained his anchor. His wife Tracy and their children stood by him through the hardest moments, reinforcing the idea that his story was not only about fame or illness, but also about love and resilience. He often spoke about gratitude, focusing on the positives even in the face of adversity. Today, Michael J. Fox is remembered as both a cultural icon and a humanitarian. His career gave the world unforgettable characters, but his life gave something even greater: hope. He showed that even when faced with life-changing challenges, one can choose strength, humor, and determination. His story continues to inspire people across generations, reminding us that greatness is not defined only by success on screen, but also by the courage to keep moving forward no matter the obstacles.